There's ways you can find meaning in your work without it being the purpose itself. We've already talked.
Hey, what's good? Settle in. DJ X got you covered with songs picked just for you. First up, I'm going to put on a few songs you haven't gotten to yet on Spotify. I got a feeling you'll like them, starting with Clyde.
Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, dude. Day is going well so far. Let's look at this gold trade that I told you to enter yesterday. Right? We're already up $300 on that, boy. Let's look at the 4 hour here. Gold is realistically the only thing that's worth putting your risk into right now. We did take some Bitcoin actually. I'm trying to add to this. This is going to gap down, just so you guys know. Bitcoin collapsed last night, and I was trying to add some. Okay, so we should actually start with Bitcoin. Start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin. I'm going to say Bitcoin for the algorithm a bunch, okay? Because everyone's going to be Googling Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, okay? There you go. The fucking algorithm knows what we're talking about now, right? Can I put on my... Wait 1 second. I need to show my trade tracker. Okay, it should populate there. There you go. So you better hope that this weekly closes bullishly. Okay, if this comes back up to like 71. We're game. It's game time. We're coming back up. We're gonna if it comes back up to 71, we're gonna hit these highs again. Okay, and it's gonna be like just under 100K, right? Just like the gods foreseen. Okay. If not, we're going directly down here. Okay, like if this week closes here, directly down here. You know, it might come up here, who cares, right? But boom, straight down. And guess what? Which one do you think I prefer? Even though I'm a bull. Down. Why? Because it's faster. I don't give a fuck about drawdown. I want speed. I want to double my money quickly. Actually, it doesn't really matter, honestly. How did I get this good? 14 years, bro. Tell me something you've done 14 years and you're not incredible at, okay? If you do something for a decade, you're going to be like one of the best people at it. Nobody can do things for more than a year usually, right? Do you remember that do you remember that chart of like people failing or something I posted on Instagram? Please don't be a bunch of boobs. Nice, sweet. Okay, cool. Do you remember this? 1 second on my Instagram. This guy. Remember this chart that we looked at? The big competition lie where it's only like, 2% of people that actually end up making it. Well, like this is like any skill, right? Literally any skill. Like I do rock climbing. Rock climbing is a big thing that I do, right? And whenever I ask people, hey, do you want to try rock climbing? 50% of them are like, no, that sounds terrifying, right? And it's the same with trading. 50% of people will be like, no, I don't want to risk my money. Sure, okay. Then the other 50% like, let's do it. And then they'll lose some money, right? And then they'll stop. Or they'll fall off the rocks. They'll stop. It'll be scary, right? It'll be too difficult because rock climbing is an incredibly difficult sport, right? And the interesting thing about rock climbing is you learn how to fail, right? That's what, part of the reason why I like it, because 99% of the time you're doing things that are too difficult for you. right? So you just fall every day. You fall every day. You fail every day multiple times, right? And then things go really slowly. I've been rock climbing for like a year and a half now, and like I'm okay now. I'm only okay, right? So like that's how long things take. When I was trading a year and a half in, I was fucking losing tons of money. Of course I was. How long until I stopped losing money? Maybe like 5 years. How long until I started making little bits of money? Maybe like 7 years. How long till I made crazy amounts of money? Probably a decade. Yeah. So that's exactly this thing. What's up, Curtis? Good to see you, buddy. Okay, market opened. So let's see where the gap went to. See the Bitcoin. Nice. Okay. So you better. Okay, well, back to Bitcoin. Anyways, you better hope. Let's not look at this chart because it's stupid. You better hope if you're a bull and you want this to go up and you're about to get liquidated, right? Which I imagine a lot of you are. You want the weekly to close up here, and realistically, that's Sunday, but it's basically today, right? But the issue is you had terrible day yesterday, so I don't think it's going to do it. I think it's going to reject today and go even lower, but I don't know. So we'll watch it throughout the day, and I'll probably tune in again at the end of the day. I might even do like we'll see if we can do a Sunday stream or something, just to like update everyone. Anyways, gold long. I want to check this because I am decently heavy right now. 2 ounces is not that heavy, but let's see. By the way, if you're not in the Discord, you can get all of this money and trade alpha for free. I actually do beat the market. I make more than the market. You can join the Discord. I don't charge you for anything because I don't want your money. I don't care for money. I don't like money. I do this because I like it. We gained that level. Continuation of the next high. Satisfied. See the 1 hour. 1 hour is nice and bullish. I'm going to keep this running. Normally I might close out half of it, but I'm going to keep it running, I think, until we have a reason to. Maybe we'll see how it plays out today. And if it's not doing what we want today, we'll get out one of them. But realistically, like what we were saying with gold was, hey, this weekly is about to fail to lose that level. This daily had this nice bounce here. You've seen also today, I suppose, in the Asia session, it retested that level, right? So probably coming back up to these highs, right? And then the weekly is probably going to push to new highs, right? So everything is super bearish on gold. We can also look at the edge finder. Hey, I saw your YouTube channel content. You'll design thumbnails. How much? I have a thumbnail guy. I'll tell you, I pay my thumbnail guy $450 a month, and he makes me as many thumbnails as I want. And they're pretty good thumbnails, I think. Like, they're not the best thumbnails, but so gold. Let's look at the. It's relatively bearish, actually, somehow. It's coming down, edge finder over time, right? I'm not a super big bull on gold anymore. This edge finder is coming down. Similar to like what I kind of was looking at with the NASDAQ. Things have been slowly shifting to the bearish side. The technicals are telling us that, you know, that we were failing on those highs. So once it starts telling us, hey,
what site is this?
Pretty bearish. It's called Edge Finder. It's $1,400. You can buy it or you can watch my live streams. That's like $2,000 Canadian. That's like a person's monthly salary here in Canada after taxes. So I think it's something similar on gold might happen, similar to the NASDAQ here, where it runs up, right? you've got this fall down, right? The gold fall down was really, really hard. I don't know what you want to call it, but this collapse, right? And then they fail to make new highs or lows, right? So they come back up, right? I'm thinking it's going to be a similar sort of thing to that, right? Where it comes down, it comes back up, and then it starts failing, and then I think the NASDAQ is kind of creating a top right now. Gold might print something similarly. So Bitcoin is coming up.
Dow having a good market open.
Just look at the Dow. I mean, the Dow is tricky. I don't trust the market open ever on the Dow. Because it does that every day. Every day, dude. You just have to wait for the closes. But let me tell you if this is going to be real or not, okay? How do you know if things are fake outs? Look at the higher time frame. That's how you know. Right? So Dow, nice failures on the downside there, coming for the new highs, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be too confident at this level. I wouldn't want to be a bull here. Reason being is you've got untested level here, right? Let me just throw the real-time hours. Yeah, here you go. So you can see the actual level here. I think they're going to reject like in a second. I think they're going to reject like right here. And then the Dow's probably gonna sell off. I'm not super crazy bullish or bearish. I'm kind of just waiting on the other side. Thanks, you got your 4th prop firm payout with me. You're welcome, dude. You wishing you knew how to trade? Just watch what I do and ask questions. You'll learn how to trade. Yeah, this is. Indices are really just ranging so much now and starting to get to the point where it's just looking really dangerous. Not dangerous, but like crazy. And I'd rather be focused on gold, unless something's pretty obvious here. Which I do think it's gonna reject right here. The Dow, right? But I don't want to take it. Right? This would be the idea, I suppose. Something along these lines, right? I'm not going to take it though. Maybe something along those lines. I'm not sure. It's not super clear. Do I think stocks will fall much lower? They haven't even started to fall. What are you looking? Dow. It's Dow right now. Do you remember me? You made a 100K payout thanks to Maven? No, you didn't. There's not a single person that's ever made a 100K payout. Go on for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and any other crypto. I would not be buying Ethereum. It's a retarded project. It's a slow platform. Like, just tell me why you want to buy Ethereum. Maybe let's have a conversation about this. Why do you want Ethereum? Like, there's a reason why this is a terribly performing asset, right? It hasn't done anything in fucking 5 years. It hasn't moved in 5 years. Why would you be buying this project, right? First of all, if you're looking at it technically, if you're looking at it in comparison to Bitcoin, absolutely getting obliterated. It has pretty much never outperformed Bitcoin. Pretty much never. So you might as well just hold Bitcoin. Like the only time that this was a better buy was for like 2 months in 21 and like 4 months in 17. That's it. Oh, you made a payout on the mini. Yeah, congrats, bro. ETH is a dead, flawed project. Yeah, like Buterik is, what is the word? Like clinically retarded or something. I don't know. Autistic, and like doesn't understand what people like. He made a tech thing, okay, but he doesn't understand what the real world use case is, right? He's so disassociated from the reality that, like, cool, he knows how to code, and he made a really cool nerd
Did you
thing.
just short gold?
Did I short? Why? No, I didn't short gold. No, why would I short gold? But we bought more Bitcoin down here. This is nice. This is a nice little spot for Bitcoin to be if we're buying here. And it's XRP. Should I get more XRP? Let me look at, I want to show you the XRP chart so you can see. I would love to get XRP at like 82 blindly, but this was a really good buy here. I'm going to buy XRP a little bit, just adding, that's it. Just adding to it. Reason being, because this target of this short was here. Okay. That's why. It's not a level, but it's a target for shorts. Okay. Can you share top-down analysis? Yeah. What do you want it on? Like I'm not going to do any day trading analysis for you because it's retarded. Like I'll show you what's going to happen, okay? And you really don't need much top down, and like top down basically tells you that, hey, what you do is you look at the long term, and then you look at the midterm, and then you look at the low term, right? And there doesn't really exist top down analysis when you trade the way I do. You just look at where the market's going to go. And it's super fucking easy and obvious, right? You only do top-down analysis when you're day trading. And day trading is dumb. I'm going to be honest with you. When you have the option between day trading and swing trading, like, why would you day trade? It's incredibly stressful. It doesn't make as much money. It makes less money. And it's much more difficult, right? It is by far more difficult, right? Not even counting the stress. There are more things to look at. Right? It's faster paced too, so you have to be more faster, right? And it makes less money because you have higher commissions. Do you think I should wait to buy Bitcoin lower? No. I told you guys to buy 70K. Right here, right? I told you to buy this level. But it is going lower, all right? So, like, your questions are silly. Should you buy something, right? Yes. Do you believe in the project? Yes, then buy it. It's gone down over 50% off the top. Do you believe in the project still? Would you have bought it in 100K? Yeah, probably. Then you should buy it at 50K. You should buy it at 60K. Who cares? Who cares what the price is? Who cares what the price is? Wait for it to go down, buy it. That's it. Do I teach my strategy on YouTube? Yes. And on live stream. Is this live anywhere else? Yeah. Kick, X, YouTube, Instagram. Links in the bios for everything that you guys need. Discord, YouTube, You can get free prop firm challenges if you're watching on Kick and YouTube. Bitcoin all the wait, go further than Bitcoin all the way. Any other altcoin exponential return? So if you're looking to buy altcoins, here's my thought. Okay, I'm gonna teach you how to trade altcoins. Okay, there are a couple different ways that you can decide on which altcoin to invest in. Okay, so first of all, you got Bitcoin. That's the head honcho of everything, right? He's the big boy, right? And he's what controls the market. So if you're buying altcoins and you want the altcoin to go up, I'm assuming, right? Then you want to wait for Bitcoin to be stable and slowly growing. Okay. So when Bitcoin's dumping, everything is dumping. It destroys everything else in its place, okay? Now, you just need to know that. So things tend to start with Bitcoin, then they go to larger cap altcoins, and then mid cap, and then low cap. And they kind of cascade down as people get more risk tolerant, okay? Now, when you're deciding on altcoins, a couple different options you can do. You can find a project that you enjoy and you think will have an actual use case one day, maybe. Let me tell you a couple of the projects that have use cases right now. Okay. XRP is one. It is used by banks in the US and China for transferring of money. Okay. Things like BNB, CRO, the KuCoin one, right? Anything that offers a cheaper trading service, right? Or something that allows people to make more money, right? Those have a use case in that you can make money or you can spend less money by holding it, okay? That's the use case. Not a very good use case, but it is a use case, okay? And then there are things like Solana, Ethereum, Atmos, or Osmos or whatever it is, right? The like things that are platforms, okay? Those are also use cases, okay? Anything else has no use case. There's nothing else with any working use case currently. So you can decide between a couple things like that. You can do your research, be like, oh, this thing is actually doing something right now where people are using it, okay? And you can invest in that for long term. Or you can pick a new project that has never seen a bull market before and just ride the hype. Because people will make a claim with their project. Like here's an example, WorldCoin, right? WorldCoin was this cycle, right? It had a use case maybe in the future. Like it was going to be this ball thing that identifies AI, right? It went up. And then guess what? It doesn't do anything. So it crashed, right? You can invest in altcoins that way by what they tell you it's going to do. Guess what? It's never going to happen. It's just a scam. They're lying to you. It's never going to actually happen. Okay. Now, the last thing with altcoins is you don't want to look compared to the US dollar. You want to look compared to Bitcoin, right? So if I'm looking at XRP compared to the US dollar, why am I doing that? Well, I only do that because I think XRP is a project I would like to just buy and hold, right? I think it's a good project. But if I am just buying for the sake of making money, right? Then I want to look at XRP compared to Bitcoin, right? Because I want the least risk possible, okay? And the only time I would ever want to hold XRP instead of Bitcoin is when XRP is performing better because Bitcoin is a safer asset. It is less volatile. So the only times that it makes any sense to be an XRP holder was like fucking end of December here, right? And way back in 2017, right? But that being said, I do think XRP is going to outperform it soon, right? Why? I don't know. Because I don't know. Because I believe in the project. That's why. It's not a chart reason, right? But let's look at Solana versus Bitcoin right now. Solana makes no sense to hold, right? Because it is performing worse than Bitcoin. So I might as well just hold Bitcoin, right? But once this starts converting the other way, sure, I'm going to hold Solana. Let's go Link USD, right? Link USD might look like an all right project to buy, right? But if I go Link Bitcoin, Let's look for example. Hey, that's pretty terrible, actually. It doesn't really ever outperform Bitcoin, right? So why would I be holding this instead of Bitcoin? What source does Maven use for its price data? Liquidity providers. Like, there's no broker that uses it. It's not that we are a but there's no broker. None. The answer is none. There is no broker. What broker does Maven use for its price data? None. Yeah. We access direct to liquidity. Mind you, we're not actually affecting the liquidity, just like every other prop firm. We're not actually sending markets orders to the market, but we pay liquidity providers for their data. We don't use brokers. Why would we use a broker? That's stupid. Okay, gold's still going up. Nice. So what's this? Should we adjust the data? We now have, so every day we'll just update this. We're
Dollar crashing today.
8,400 now, so we'll just keep it running. You're gonna buy first account with Maven. Awesome, bro. Let me know how it goes. Nice. Yeah. So you know how yesterday we were down like $200 or whatever, right? And I was like, this is good. This is what we want. We wanted to lose money yesterday because today happens now, right? Today happens. Oh, wow. That gap down pretty bad. Wow, I do not like that. I don't like this project anymore. STLA ticker. Down 25% today. Holy wow. What a... What would be your advice on Maven Naval? Make money, bro. You have a stupid question, I'm going to give you a stupid answer. I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh, wow. That's why they went down. They canceled their dividends. Okay, fuck these guys. We're out of it. It's not working. It's not doing what I want it to do, so we're out. Fuck that. It was like an automotive sort of thing, car battery thing. Maybe in the future we'll re-enter. I don't like losing money, so we just leave. It's not fun. What do you think about rare earth stocks? But again, I don't really know what you mean. Gold? What do I think about gold? Like, what is rare earth? Like gold, silver, plat? I don't know. I don't know what rare earth means. What do I think about metals, precious metals? It's probably the best, safest investment. How much money do you make a day? I don't know, fucking How much money do I make a day? If you include all sources, I don't know. Couple $100. It's no, it's it's a regular salary. Like I'm not the I like my personal bank account is very, very pathetic and normal, okay? Because again, I don't want money. I don't want to charge you guys for shit. My company is incredibly rich though, which I own, but I don't touch any of it, okay? Oh, that's crazy. You should spend the money you think you worked so hard. You should spend the money. No, because then puts the company at risk. And I don't want things. I would rather have a company than things. Oh wow, that's so interesting. Couple 100,000? No, I make. Why do you think I'm trading with an $8,000 account,
News in
dude?
5 minutes.
Why do you think I'm trading with an $8,000 account? I don't have any money personally. I might be like the only fucking guy who'll tell you the truth in this industry. The reason why my company is so successful is because I don't want money. I trade with it. I have enough money that I can trade with. I can show you guys what I'm doing, right? I can get my little dopamine kicks of trading and having fun, right? And then I pay my bills. That's it. I don't have no fancy car. I don't want no fancy car. That was the IRS. Yeah, the IRS keep coming for me, bro. Somebody called me this morning at 5 a.m. Must have been the IRS. Who else is awake at 5 a.m. other than the
No
tax
news
man?
today. It was postponed till Wednesday.
Yeah, what are you saying on the news here? Let's see. This news? It definitely does not look postponed. Prelim consumer sentiment. All right, so what is consumer sentiment? Let's read it. Let's read it together. Actual better than the forecast is good for the currency. Lovely. Okay, so if it's good for the currency, it's good for the stock market and bad for gold generally. Okay, gold likes chaos. Remember that. And good for the currency means the economy is doing well, which means people are spending more. Okay. So this is
I meant
consumer.
no NFP today.
And yeah, NFP would have been way earlier in the day. Yeah, interesting. There was no NFP. Yeah, so it's you know, it's what consumers feeling like the economy is going to be like. Hey, there are two versions of this data, 14 days apart. Preliminary. This is the prelim, and the revised. The preliminary release is the earlier and thus tends to be more impact. Okay, so this might cause something. And then this is the prelim for inflation expectations. Okay. So the expectation is consumer sentiment will be lower. People will be less eager to buy things. I know it's impossible to say, but do you have a rough estimate of the Bitcoin bottom? 46K. A Bitcoin is the easiest thing in the world to predict. It's going to bounce here, and then it's going to go down to 46K. I'm literally never wrong with Bitcoin. And you can cry all you want. That's what's happening. Why doesn't Maven have a 200K account? What's the reason? It's not popular. And it promotes a audience that we don't want. Simple. We don't want to offer that product. Let's see, 60 seconds. Gold nicely pumping up here. If it just randomly spikes, we probably want to sell here. Okay. How long-term plan is Maven? What do you? I don't know what you mean. Retarded question. What is the long-term plan? Like, how long? I don't know. 25 years. Does that make any sense? I don't even know. How did you come up with the idea of putting up a prop? I don't know. I'm in the industry and I thought of this a few years back when it was early in the industry. We'll just chance on gold this year. It'll go up. Wait, you're the Maven owner? Correct. Okay, let's look at the data. And it was better for the currency. Sounds like it's going to be bad for the gold then. What's going on? It doesn't seem like it's doing anything. Better for the currency. Better for the currency. That's better for the currency. That is better for the currency. Just sell gold. I'm gonna get out of one of these gold contracts. That is a winning trade. And we'll go 23. I will not count the second side of this trade because it's still all one trade idea. But we're getting out of some of that gold because it is near these tops now, right? And we just got news to tell us that, hey, the currency data is actually pretty dang good. Inflation should be going down, right? Which I think is, this shit confuses me and I've been doing it so long. I just have to remember, I have to process it. It's like, okay, so the consumer sentiment's good. So spending is going to go up. So that's good for stocks. And then the prelim, that should be good for spending because people will borrow more money, correct? Let's see. Do they have prelims on the on this? Wait. Economic data. Economic growth. Is that what we want to see? Retail sales. I want consumer inflation data. I don't think this is interest rates, no. Macro scanners. Retail sentiment. No, that's not what we want. There's so many things in here, dude, that it's confusing. Retail sales. There you go. Retail sales. Inflation. Retail sales should be going up, right? Consumer confidence. That's what it is. I think this needs to update though. Yeah, I don't even know if this news actually even really matters. If Trader Nick's not tracking it, and like that seemed like it was pretty different. I don't think the prelims really fucking matter. But we'll close out that gold. We'll take the 200 there. We'll let the rest run because that's a really good entry. I'm pretty happy with that. $500 on the day so far. So wait, can you see me on Instagram or not? Yes, I can read the Instagram comments. Your analysis is gold is going to 49.68. I mean, it's already there, okay? I love that. I actually kind of love that. My analysis is the Nasdaq's going to
Do you
24,800.
still do giveaways on stream?
I do, yes, every day. My analysis is the Nasdaq's going to 24,800. It's fucking just already at the price. How do you start trading as a beginner? You click buy, and then you panic. That's what trading is learning how to manage your emotions. How old am I? 31. Someone else. Is gold coming down now? Why am I only up $100 now? What? I swear it was up $400 on this. What just happened? Okay. What? Okay, somebody with math skills, make sense of this for me. So I had 2 gold contracts running. I closed one of them at the current price. Realized P&L $200. Okay. Oh, it just adjusted. What? It was at that was a bug for sure. It just showed $90 instead of 200 running. Did you guys see that? They're trying to scam you. You're only up $90, not 200. Do you think Bitcoin is now down for all? No. Why would I believe something is going to go? Why would I believe something is going to happen that has never happened in the history of ever? Right? Just think about it. Do you think the Nasdaq is going to go to zero? Do you think gold is going to go to zero? No, no. Why? That's never, investments don't go to zero unless the thing breaks, right? Unless it's useless all of a sudden. What changed in Bitcoin? Epstein fucking raped a child or something, right? That's what happened. And then they're like, he's the maker of Bitcoin. Who cares? Even if he was, who cares? It doesn't change what the project does. Like, look at Netflix. They're full of tranny stuff, right? They covered their kids shows with transgender stuff, right? So it went down. Does it mean that the company is worthless now and it's going to go to zero? No, because it's still a profitable company. A lot of people watch that stuff still. So some people didn't like it, so they sold, right? And then you buy up the retarded panic. Bitcoin is overrated. People are saying Epstein is Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Who cares? Even if he is, who cares? So some fucking pedo, right? Some pedo made something useful. Wow. Guess what? What happened to Microsoft? I don't know. Boom, Microsoft. What happened to Microsoft? That guy's a pedo too. Still a fucking sick company that does a lot. Look at any major company. You know, these guys do terrible things. All of them. Pretty much all of them have done something stupid at some point, right? Maybe not to that extreme. Project's still good project. You still use it. Hey, do you use Amazon? Well, Jeff Bezos might be a dickhead. Oh, you shouldn't use Amazon anymore because he's mean. You shouldn't buy Tesla anymore because he supported Trump. Who cares, dude? Who cares? Even if you care, other people don't. Tesla's still a car, still a working car. Shit's not going to zero just because some big guy somewhere made a mistake. And I'm saying it lightly, like a mistake, like you fucking children, whatever, right? But you know, Hunter Uncensored. Yeah, dude, that's every day. You know, one day I might just get banned for saying something dumb, but then just do it all again. But this is my brand, bro. I'm just honest. I just say exactly what I'm thinking all the time. And that way you guys can believe what I'm saying is what I think is the truth. Okay. Now, Master, still just dumping. I think more likely Master goes to zero than Bitcoin, dude. Why? Because let's say, you know, Epstein and all this shit was
BTC was supposed to be completely separated from current corrupt system. I doubt it will ever attack.
retake the previous all-time high, but it won't collapse. I completely disagree with you. I think Bitcoin is still the exact same. Just because it was made by somebody corrupt doesn't mean it's not a useful project. Who cares, honestly? So here's the thing. Even if that's 100% true, and Bitcoin is built on the backs of you know, impoverished slave children, right? Even if that is true, right? Look at Nike. That is Chinese factory children workers. You know what I mean? And they did super well for the past long time. Anyways, but even if that is true, I think it's more likely that Master goes to zero than Bitcoin goes to zero. Why? Because Master is actually the problem with Master is based around the economy, the economics of it. Okay, they took loans out in order to support this and buy more Bitcoin, which offers them the option, I suppose, to collapse, the risk of collapse, right? Because potentially it could not work in the future, so it could go to zero, right? It could collapse. Just because some guy was diddling some children doesn't do anything to the project. Like, that child is not written in the code. You know what I mean? It's completely an independent, two different things. It's two different things. Some guy liked crypto, and he also liked children. Two different things, right? With Master, it's like, this guy really likes Bitcoin, so his project is built off of Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Connected. These are not connected. If Hunter disappears, we know why. Funny. How do you do the giveaways? You have to watch on the other thing. Let me do a giveaway real quick, and then I gotta go. Okay, we gotta rip out of here. We're gonna do plus EP for Epstein. I don't know how to spell Epstein, so and it's probably for the best that I don't know how to spell that. So plus EP to enter the giveaway. And if you're not watching on Kick or YouTube, you have to beat it in order to win. So 20k instant is what the spinner showed. 20k instant account for Maven plus EP in the chat to enter. Only Kick and YouTube can win. And you can enter on both if you're watching on both. Happy Maven O. I like that name. Happy Maven 0. Nice. Chat going crazy. Sweet. I should put chat. Should I put chat on the Instagram too? Yes. Okay, let's spin it. TF Bear PUBG. Nice. Sweet. Open up a ticket, Maven's whatever chat room thing. I will see you guys maybe later today if I have a moment. Let's see. Yeah, maybe.
Anyways, the best real hedge is buying a shit ton of gold.
I might tune in a couple hours again for a quick update.